The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
He liked pork, but not ham. Liked wine, but not ale so much, although he did drink ale, so maybe it's just a preference thing.
I mean, isn't everybody...
He liked crumbly cheese with his bread.
Crumbly cheese... See, here's the thing with crumbly cheese. Crumbly cheese is the worst to eat from a practical standpoint, but it always tastes the best.
He said it made it easier to make it last longer.
Huh.
I mean, he seemed really ordinary to me. I didn't even know he was a big deal until later.
I suppose he doesn't shout about it like I do.
You do shout about it.
I mean,
his armor's not even that good.
I'm sure back in the day he was a lot more larger than life.
Maybe.
You met him in his twilight years, if that is a thing when you're immortal.
Well, I mean, he's only as immortal as the Dark God. So when the Dark God rises again, his immortality will be cast off if he forges a new body.
And he will.
Well then.
Everybody is too blasé about the Dark One.
I don't see why he shouldn't be.
Too many people are either...
Listen, Great Lord.
Great Lord. I'm no...
Sorry, Your Majesty.
I'm not a king.
One true king then. Most people don't really believe it. They don't.
That's the problem. They either
And
don't
then
believe
there's
it...
people like me who perceive things quite correctly.
Of course you think you do.
There's nothing he can do. Either the dark time comes again and he loses,
He better.
or he wins.
No.
Either way, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just a small girl.
That's the problem.
That's a job for big heroes like you.
Yeah, but big heroes need support. They need people in their corner. If everybody banded against them, then that's an army to oppose the dark.
Well, we all saw what happened to Normair and their vaunted army. Smashed flat. Now they're lying in some mass grave somewhere, I don't know.
This is the problem. Either everybody doesn't believe, doesn't care, or just acts like they can't do anything about it, so they just roll with history. And just roll over and just be like, well, if the Dark One's coming and he's going to take over, it's going to happen, and there's nothing I can do. I'm just an ordinary person.
I know you're angry, but you can't blame them. Look at the problems in their lives. An ordinary person stands up to an unjust lord, they get smashed flat. Their neighbour stands up to the unjust lord, they watch them get smashed flat. They've learned there's nothing they can do. People who put their heads above the parapet is narrow. Things have been too good for too long for the rebellious spirit to still beat in the hearts of men. I'm not going to chastise them for it. How can someone stand up to an evil god when they can't even stand up to a petty lord? Or even the town bully?
What you're saying is that things need to get a lot worse before they get better. They need a cause to actually rise up.
I don't know.
Right now it's just my words and the words of others like me.
Outside of my expertise, I'm afraid, I'm just saying things that I've overheard people say. I know about artifacts and value and the things. I'm an unthief. I repossess items when money hasn't been paid by the previous owner.
By the previous owner.
That doesn't happen. I repossess items that have been taken unjustly or illegally and moved on from their rightful place, resold or whatever, and return them to that place. Or, if that's not possible, to an appropriate caretaker like a temple or a museum.
So how do you determine whether I know this is slightly deviating, but I suppose you've done this with your declaration of your occupation. How do you determine whether one side is just over another when two sides claim that this ancient artifact or this notable trinket belongs to them for various reasons, because this was part of my family, or this was won in this war justly, or blah. How do you determine which one is in the correct? Is it just the one that's paying you, or do you have some overall moral guide that allows you to determine the truth?
Objectivity. Look, there's a sales record. Let's say that an ancient bauble belonging to someone, or so they claim, is in the hands of someone else. Who did they buy it from? Who did they buy it from? Who did they buy it from? Does it come back to a sale from that person? Then I'm sorry, you sold it. It's not yours anymore. Or was it stolen? Or sold under menaces, under value?
What about spoils of war?
I don't really believe that, certain artifacts fall into that category. For example, let's say that there's a war between two nations and one nation sacks the holy property of a temple. That doesn't belong to that nation, it belongs to that religion.
That's correct.
And should be returned.
That is also
Mere
correct.
fleeting things like, the king's crown and such and so forth, that's spoils of war. Artifacts are not. You can't loot a temple of Nematia as part of your war. They're not involved.
That is correct.
It should be returned to the temple or the people of the faith of that religion. That's what I do. And of course, if I can't prove one way or another, there's no records or it's too long ago, I just sort of look at the two people and figure out which one the evil bastard is, and they shouldn't have it. Look for the pinky ring.
So you do your research and use
Apparently I have a fantastic knowledge of artifact history, appraisal, lore, and that sort of
It's
thing.
one of the few things you can still tap into.
Yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be any problem. I can sometimes just look at a thing and know what it is.
Interesting.
I wouldn't be able to do my job if I couldn't identify certain artifacts.
So is there anything you've seen in my possession that I shouldn't have, in your estimation?
Oh yeah.
Well, we've already discussed the sword.
I really want the sword. But I won't take it from you.
That's good. Well, any particular reason why?
You pulled it out. There's a degree of ownership that comes with that.
Interesting. But you do think I should deliver it to the appropriate temple?
That's what my habit has been. But, I mean, it's probably a good answer.
Okay, anything else?
You have this ring with a green gem in it.
Yes, it's sitting on... It flew off when I was doing a Muppet dance the other night. Yes, I do have that, yes.
And you took the name Saphiro. You certainly seem interested in draping yourself in his mantle. That's his ring.
Oh. the original.
Well, either that or it's an exceptionally good forgery, but I haven't had a chance to look at it up close with a jeweler's lens or anything.
Did you wish to?
You would let me?
Yes. Under my observation.
Well, when I get a jeweler's lens, let's do that. Perhaps in Serenia. I understand the streets are paved with gold. They've got to have jeweler's glasses there.
You don't think they'd have one here that you could purchase?
Not one that... And I also don't want to do it when I'm 2 cups down.
Oh.
Besides magical fields and whatnot.
Well, yes, I was going to say I would have thought the mages would always be looking to use them to... Gems are quite precious to mages, so I thought... But they've probably got magical ways of divining whether a particular gem is cut right or of the appropriate luminosity or...
You would think so, but they don't. Or if they do, they choose not to do it.
Perhaps magic. Oh, no, perhaps that could make sense because gems are inherently a magical artifact. Perhaps they cannot be... Maybe the magic affects them, so the best thing is to use traditional means so that there's no... I don't know how to word this. I'm not a magister.
Mages tend to destroy gems.
But it interferes with... Maybe something about them interferes with a correct reading. I don't know.
Or maybe, just maybe, wizards are very smart, but not very clever. There's too many tales of a wizard being duped into taking a fake gem, trying their spell, and then the magic runs wild and kills them.
Well, they've got book intelligence, not living intelligence, if you know what I mean.
I would rather say they lack wisdom.
Which is odd, because...
Only the old ones become wise.
I was going to say, wizards are often synonymous with wise.
With the possible exception of young Tasagadar, who was unaccountably wise for his age. And of course Valen the Tower Builder. Although...
But yes, if you wish to examine any of my artifacts, then... Wow, your eyes lit up.
Sorry.
I'm used to seeing a woman's eyes light up, but usually it's not in response to my artifact.
Oh, right.
That you seem... No, I will not say that.
Fact?
No, you
Okay,
seem
good.
strangely immune to my charms.
Yeah? Because, isn't everyone?
Most members of the fairer sex are not. I know that sounds arrogant, but...
I'm the fairer sex now.
Yes. You seem not interested in anything like that.
I guess not. Never thought about it.
It appears that's the case.
Should I be?
So, usually one...
Did you want me to be?
I mean, it is flattering, but it seems unusual.
Alright then. Please, Saphiro, take me to your room so that I may stab thee. For that is what happens, is it not?
Who have you been talking to?
Her.
Yes, I don't even need to look in the direction. I know who you mean.
The one surrounded by all the men.
Yes, and they'll get none of it, so I have no problems with just letting her deal with things herself.
There's a little bitterness I detect in there. You want her. And you don't want anyone else to have her.
That is true.
You're even hiding your annoyance that she's had another woman.
I'm not sure annoyance is the
No,
word.
it's hurt.
There was this...
Maybe betrayal.
You're incredibly observant.
I think the reason you regret most that the other one has left is that you haven't really had a completely honest discussion about that yet.
With Roya. Well, Roya doesn't. At least I don't think she knows how I feel. Which is weird because she's usually really observant.
I'd think about that if I were you.
She's either really good at hiding it from me, or she has a very strange gap in her perceptions. And it's probably the former. Oh god, she knows.
I think perhaps I should not say anything at all, and instead watch and clap excitedly as things unfold.
The thing is, I'm afraid that if I tell her I'm going to drive her away...
Oh, probably. She's not ready.
Which
to be recruited into your army against the dark, anyway.
No.
That's what you're talking about, right?
No, I meant confessing my feelings for her.
What feelings?
My romantic feelings. Well, that's not what you were talking about? Well, what was all that stuff with...
I thought you just wanted to bed her.
Well, that's what it started as, but... What? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm a little confused. I thought you were promised to the other woman.
Yes, that's why I have this hammer. And you don't need to appraise this. I know where it came from and who it belongs to.
I don't know anything about it. No, I do have an urge to stick my tongue to it.
Don't.
Yeah, no, it's like a metal rod. In winter.
So yes, that is... I'm afraid that if I tell her, she will leave. And Saphira knows.
I don't know, I'm clueless about these things.
Apparently.
And a blabbermouth.
Please don't tell her. Please. Do you want something in return?
No, I'm teasing you because it's fun.
I feel I do not know you well enough to gauge whether you're being serious or not.
No, you don't, do you?
Then again, I've been hanging out with her for close to a year, and I still can't gauge that she's being...
Stop dwelling in your sorrows and have another... whatever this is.
fizzy cold crap. Hasn't got the best name.
Tastes like crap.
No, it's ale. It's just what Thalgrim calls it.
Needs a better name.
No, he's not the best at naming, but I mean, he's selling it by the bucket load, so...
No, they come in these mugs. They're only a bucket for Tiller.
Oh yeah, and he's loving it. The way his eyes light up when he gets a proper sized mug. I do have to, Is it bad to feel a little bit of envy to see, like, somebody like that whose eyes light up and wonder at everything he experiences?
No. Especially since the rest of you, well, you, the yellow-eyed woman, seem so blasé about every wonderment we pass. It is almost like there's no joy in your lives. That Sulin, at least, who either has or wishes to pretend that she's seen everything before and nothing can surprise her, which is a little hard to believe in one so young.
Yes, I think I will get some more fizzy cold crap.
Well,
Did you want another?
I shouldn't.
Yeah, but one doesn't always do what they should do.